Buster Posey was the best catcher of his generation. An elite offensive and defensive player is something that's a rarity at the catcher position. He was the heart and soul of the San Francisco Giants and was critical to the team winning 3 World Series titles in a 5-year window. Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, and many others have praised Posey's ability to call a game behind the plate, and there's no doubt he elevated their pitching staff. In the midst of his prime, many believe that he would one day be a Hall of Famer. Hopefully the injuries and decision to retire early haven't cost him his shot at Cooperstown. Thank you to everyone for the suggestions, and make sure to leave a comment and maybe it'll be featured on a future video. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. Hit the bell to enable all notifications so you don't miss any future Cam23 videos. Gerald Dempsey Posey III was born on March 27, 1987 in Leesburg, Georgia, to parents Gerald II and Tracy. His father's childhood nickname was Buster, and eventually it would be his own. Buster grew up with 3 siblings, 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. While attending Lee County High School, he was a 4-sport athlete, participating in football, soccer, basketball, and baseball. Long before he was calling games in the big leagues, Buster was the shortstop for his high school team. On the baseball diamond, Posey caught the attention of scouts during his junior year. He had unbelievable two-way talent as a pitcher and position player. On the mound, he posted a 10-1 record with a 1.53 ERA. In the batter's box, his .544 batting average and 46 RBIs both set school records. As a senior, he blasted 14 home runs and went 12-0 with a 1.06 ERA. By the time he graduated, he had set the school records for career RBIs, home runs, and runs scored. If that wasn't enough, in the classroom, he was academically driven, finishing 4th in a class of 302 with a near 4.0 GPA. He won Gatorade Player of the Year, an award that recognizes the nation's most elite high school student athletes. The high bar he set for himself carried over to his college career at Florida State University. Due to his college commitment, he was selected late in the 2005 amateur draft. The California Angels rolled the dice on Buster in the 50th round, and he chose not to sign. Posey was wise for his decision to attend Florida State. He batted .346 as a freshman, and the following year, at the request of his coach, changed positions to catcher. He took to the position immediately and proved to be a natural behind the dish, throwing out potential base stealers 40.9% of the time. On offense, he hit for average over power. Buster quickly climbed the ranks in terms of prospect status, being named second-team All-American by Baseball America, only behind catcher Matt Wieters. Throughout his college career, he continued to shine, crushing 24 homers and driving in 86 during the 2008 season. He was named the Collegiate Baseball Player of the Year and received the Golden Spikes Award, given to the best amateur baseball player in the U.S. The accolades continued. He took home the Johnny Bench Award, given to the best collegiate catcher. In 2019, the award was renamed the Buster Posey Award. The San Francisco Giants selected Buster Posey 5th overall in the 2008 MLB Draft. In January of 2009, Buster Posey married his high school girlfriend Kristen, and the two are still married today. In his first full season of pro ball, Buster was fantastic. In 115 games, he batted .325, hitting 18 home runs. The Giants were chomping at the bit and decided to promote him as a September call-up. Posey made his MLB debut on September 11, 2009. He received just 17 at-bats the rest of the way, but in 2010 had a real shot to claim sole possession of the catching duties. As a team, the Giants were poised to make a run for the National League West Division crown. Mid-season, they traded their full-time catcher Bengie Molina, clearing the way for Posey to get everyday reps behind the plate. He rewarded San Francisco's faith in him by hitting .305, smashing 18 home runs, driving in 67, and posting a 33% better than league average OPS+. Along the way, he put together a 21-game hit streak. As a catcher, he was also responsible for handling a major league pitching staff for the first time. The results speak for themselves. The Giants led the major leagues in ERA, strikeouts, and hits allowed in 2010. The Giants ace, Tim Lincecum, has said many great things about Posey's presence behind the plate and in the clubhouse. According to Lincecum, Posey was a guy who led by example. He had no problem offering constructive criticism. Lincecum respected his insight and described Posey as the unspoken leader of the team. The Giants punched their ticket to October baseball when they eliminated the Padres on October 3, 2010. The Giants matched up against the Braves and sent out their top gun, Tim Lincecum, and he dominated, twirling a 2-hit shutout and struck out 14. Posey went 2 for 4 in his postseason debut and scored the only run of the game. Game 2 was a nail-biter, with the Giants imploding in the 8th inning, surrendering 3 runs and eventually losing in extras. Posey went 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Games 3 and 4 were just as intense, with San Francisco winning both by the same score, 3-2. Posey was a steady presence behind the plate and in the batter's box, batting .375 with 3 runs scored in the 4-game series. Remember, he was still a rookie. The Giants matched up with the Phillies in the championship series, and the pitching was top-notch for both sides. 5 of the 6 games were won by 3 runs or less, and the Giants were able to advance to the World Series. In the championship series, Buster Posey made history in Game 4. He went 4 for 5 with 2 runs driven in to lead the Giants to a 3-2 series lead. He became just the second rookie catcher to collect 4 hits in a postseason game. The other, Joe Garagiola. San Francisco matched up with the Texas Rangers in the World Series. The Giants took Game 1 despite a rocky outing from Tim Lincecum. The offense had been firing on all cylinders, and this carried over to Game 2, where they blew out the Rangers 9-0. In Game 3, Texas answered with a 4-2 win. Game 4 was the Madison Bumgarner show. He tossed 8 shutout innings and allowed just 3 hits. Posey came through with a huge home run to give his team an insurance run in the 8th inning. The Giants entered Game 5 with a 3-1 series lead. A standout effort from Tim Lincecum and Edgar Renteria's heroic 3-run blast secured the franchise's first World Series title since 1954. Following the championship run, Buster Posey was recognized for his standout season. He finished just outside of the top 10 for MVP voting and won Rookie of the Year honors despite playing in 34 fewer games than second place Jason Heyward. San Francisco's hopes to repeat as champions in 2011 were diminished early in the season. On May 25th, in a game against the Miami Marlins, Scott Cousins tagged up on a fly ball hit to right field. He collided with Posey and ended up scoring. Posey suffered a broken leg and torn ligaments in his left ankle. The aftermath sparked a lot of debate regarding a reformation of the catcher collision rule. Giants manager Bruce Bochy called for a ban on the home plate collision, and 2 years later, the owners voted to adopt a new rule to prevent this sort of thing from happening ever again. On a brighter note, while recovering, Buster Posey became a father for the first time when his wife gave birth to twins, Lee Dempsey and Addison Lynn. Buster Posey returned in 2012 and upped his game to the next level. His gruesome injury that derailed his season did not affect his output on the field. The Giants once again were looking primed to make a World Series run, and Posey was a driving force yet again. The pitching staff had an incredible amount of trust in their superstar catcher. Buster caught 3 no-hitters during his career, 1 shy of the record. On June 13th, 2012, Matt Cain threw the first perfect game in franchise history. Just 24 pitchers in the history of baseball have accomplished the feat. Matt Cain said in an interview years later that he didn't shake off Posey once during his masterpiece outing. High praise coming from the team's ace. Posey's extraordinary defense was just half of the equation. He reached career highs in nearly every major offensive category in 2012, hitting 24 homers, driving in 103, posting a .408 on-base percentage, and leading the league with an outrageous 171 OPS plus as a catcher. A 7.6 overall WAR led the league, and his .336 average earned him the batting title. It was the first time since Ernie Lombardi in 1942 that a catcher led the National League in batting average. He was also selected to his first career All-Star team. Among primary catchers who spent at least 75% of their games at the position, only Mike Piazza and Joe Mauer had a higher offensive WAR in the past 40 years. Posey's 7.3 offensive WAR in 2012 has not been matched since. His remarkable season would continue into the postseason, where the Giants matched up with the Cincinnati Reds in the division series. In the winner-take-all Game 5, Posey hit a grand slam. It was the knockout blow to eliminate the Reds. The National League Championship Series featured the Giants taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Giants quickly dropped to a 3-1 series deficit, and with their backs against the wall, won 3 straight games to secure their second World Series appearance of the 2010s. San Francisco's pitching was phenomenal, with Barry Zito, Ryan Vogelsong, and Matt Cain combining to allow 1 run in 20 1/3 innings. The Giants matched up with the Detroit Tigers in the World Series. San Francisco's pitching staff continued their torrid stretch, and the team went up 3-0. Along the way, they gave up just 3 runs, all of which came in Game 1. 2 consecutive shutouts put the Giants in prime position for a 4-game sweep in the October Classic. Game 4 proved to be the most thrilling of the set. In the 6th inning, Posey hit a go-ahead 2-run blast to put San Francisco on top. The Tigers answered in the bottom of the inning, and the Giants were able to win 4-3 in extras. They were World Series champions for the second time in 3 years. Following the season, Buster Posey won his first career Silver Slugger award and was named the Comeback Player of the Year. The voters agreed that he was also the regular season MVP, becoming just the 18th catcher in baseball history to win the award. In March of 2013, Posey and the Giants agreed to an 8-year extension that would pay him $159 million, and in total the deal was for 9 years and $167 million. This contract value is second only to Joe Mauer, and at the time was the most money committed to a player with 3 or less seasons of Major League service time. On July 13, 2013, Tim Lincecum threw his first career no-hitter, and guess who was behind the plate? Posey, catching the second no-hitter of his career. The Giants had a disappointing season in 2013, but Posey had a great year. 34 doubles, a .371 on-base percentage, and walked 60 times compared to just 70 strikeouts. He made his second All-Star team and finished in the top 20 for MVP voting. In 2014, Posey was much closer to his MVP numbers. He batted .311, hit 22 homers, drove in 89, and posted a .143 OPS+. After a slow first half, Posey turned it on after the All-Star break. A .354 average, 12 home runs, and a .978 OPS helped propel the Giants to a wildcard berth. For the year, he earned his second Silver Slugger and placed just outside of the top 5 for MVP voting. The Giants cruised through the wildcard, division, and championship series on their way to their 3rd World Series appearance in 5 years. The 2014 World Series featured the 2 wildcard winners on both sides, the Giants for the National League and the Royals for the American League. Both teams dominated their competition along the way. The Giants were 8-2, and the Royals were undefeated, going 8-0. The unlikely matchup would result in a thrilling series. The Fall Classic required all 7 games. Madison Bumgarner had an unbelievable World Series performance. In Game 1, throwing to his battery mate Buster Posey, he pitched 7 innings of 1-run ball. In Game 5, he followed with a complete game shutout to put the Giants in a position to take the series in Game 6. The Royals endured, forcing a Game 7. The Giants were leading 3-2 after 4 innings, and Mad Bum, just 3 days after pitching Game 5, tossed 5 dominant frames, striking out 4 to earn the save and seal the deal. The Giants were World Series champs for the 3rd time in 5 years, and Buster Posey made history. He joined Pete Rose as the only other player in MLB history to win Rookie of the Year, MVP, and 3 World Series titles. However, there are exceptions of players who received a 3rd ring without actually playing in the World Series. In 2015, Major League Baseball incorporated a new system in every stadium, called StatCast. The new stats shined an even brighter spotlight on Buster's exceptional value as an overall player. Just 2 players had a lower strikeout rate, and only 2 catchers were more effective at pitch framing. In 2015, Posey made his 3rd All-Star team, batting .318 with 19 home runs, 95 runs driven in, 4 more walks than strikeouts, a .379 on-base percentage, and a .133 OPS+. He won his 3rd Silver Slugger award and finished 9th in MVP voting. The 3rd and final no-hitter Posey caught was courtesy of Chris Heston on June 9, 2015. The Giants missed out on the postseason in 2015, but in 2016, Giants fans were hoping for some even-year magic. Well, not so fast, Red. First off, let's acknowledge that in a quote-unquote down year, Posey was still a near 5-WAR player and put together his best year behind the plate according to Defensive WAR. It makes sense that this was the year for him to win his first career Gold Glove award. In case you're wondering, Yadier Molina was the reason for Posey's lack of consideration for the award up to this point. Posey made his 4th All-Star team, hit 14 home runs, drove in 80, and batted .288. The Giants entered the postseason in an eerily similar spot to their 2014 championship run. They were the wildcard team. Facing the Mets, they sent out Bumgarner, and he threw another complete game shutout. The Giants would go on to face the Cubs in the championship series. Buster was great, batting .333 with 2 runs driven in, but San Francisco fell in 4 games to Chicago. In 2016, Buster Posey and his wife Kristen launched the BP28 Foundation, focused on raising funds for pioneering research and treatment for pediatric cancer patients. To date, they have raised more than $5.5 million. They have made a significant impact on many lives through their efforts. If you want to learn more about their foundation, the link is in the description of this video. 2017 was another remarkable year for Buster Posey. He batted .320, hitting 12 homers, driving in 67, and showing off the wheels, stealing a career-high 6 bags. In all seriousness, he once again showcased an excellent walk-to-strikeout ratio and posted a .400 on-base percentage for the second time of his career. He made his 5th All-Star team and won his 4th Silver Slugger. In the World Baseball Classic, he contributed 2 home runs as Team USA won their first title. In 2018, Posey dealt with a nagging hip injury. It zapped his power, but he was able to make his 6th All-Star team. He decided to undergo season-ending surgery to address the problem. He came back in 2019, but other injuries limited him to just 114 games. In 2020, Buster and his wife Kristen adopted twin girls. Due to the pandemic and the potential health risk to their daughters, he decided to sit out the shortened baseball season. Buster Posey's 8-year contract was set to expire following the 2021 season, and the Giants weren't expected to be competitive. Between the injuries and pandemic, 3 years had passed, and the baseball world was left to wonder if Posey had something left in the tank. No one could have predicted what would happen next. In his first 21 games, Posey hit .397 with 8 home runs. His hot streak ignited the Giants, and they went on to win a team record 107 games. Buster had a renaissance season, earning MVP votes for the first time in 5 years. It's not hard to see why. He was back to being a .300 hitter with 18 home runs, 56 RBIs, and a .390 on-base percentage. He made his 7th All-Star team, won his 5th and final Silver Slugger award, and was named Comeback Player of the Year for the 2nd time in his career. In 2021, Buster Posey became the first catcher in San Francisco Giants history to catch 1,000 games for the franchise. In the postseason, the Giants matched up with the Dodgers after a dogfight for the West Division. Buster was clutch in Game 1, taking Walker Buehler deep in the first to put the Giants up 2-0. It was a near historic blast as the ball hit off of a fountain tower before bouncing into McCovey Cove. It was not considered to be a true splash hit, but reaching the bay as a right-handed hitter had never been done before. His home run contributed to the Giants' 4-0 shutout in Game 1. It was a back-and-forth series, but the Giants lost in heartbreaking fashion, falling to the Dodgers in 5 games. This would be the last we'd see of Buster Posey in Major League Baseball. The Giants would have exercised their $22 million club option, but Posey decided to announce his retirement instead. He told the media that he went into the season thinking it could be his last. He gave it everything he had for his final year. He wanted to spend more time with his family, and the physical pain he experienced made it difficult to imagine a scenario where he would continue playing. For his career, he posted a 44.8 WAR, batted .302 with a .372 on-base percentage, 158 homers, 729 runs driven in, and a .129 OPS+. A Rookie of the Year winner, 7-time All-Star, 5 Silver Sluggers, a Gold Glove, batting title, the 2012 MVP, and of course, a 3-time World Series champion. There are 9 players to have caught 1,000 games, tally 1,500 hits, and finish with a career 120 OPS+ or higher. 7 of those players are Hall of Famers. The 2 that aren't, Jorge Posada, and you guessed it, Buster Posey. One of the 9 on this list, Ernie Lombardi, could be Posey's ticket to Cooperstown. Posey fares better in terms of WAR, is on par with his batting average, and has 2 more World Series rings. They're both MVP winners, and Posey's 129 OPS+ is a few points higher. Seems like a pretty compelling argument to me. Let me know in the comments below if you think Buster Posey is a Hall of Famer. On May 7th, 2022, the Giants honored Buster Posey, allowing for fans to give him a true send-off after a surprise retirement. Buster Posey's final season was a memorable one. Not many players can say they left the game on their own terms. Cooperstown or not, Posey had an amazing career and was the best catcher of his generation. And off the field, his philanthropic efforts continue to make a difference. The heart and soul of the San Francisco Giants from the moment he reached the big leagues to the day he retired. The best catcher in franchise history. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.